Willie, great to get back here this morning and get a look at one of your three entries, of course, it is SkyBet Ebor at the end of August, and this is Hipop de Loire, who ran a cracker and stable debut behind his stable companion Jackfinbar, who's also got an entry along with Bellocchio in the Ebor itself.
Yeah, Bellocchio, of course, won the Copper horse in Ascot. He was quite sore on that fastish ground, so chances are he won't go to York unless there's a lot of rain the week before. This fellow has a good chance. He ran a cracker over hurdles in Galway, meeting our stablemate Jackfinbar, who beat him. But I think this fellow, off his rating, will run a cracker in York. So looking forward to him going there.
Quite unusual. They both ran the maiden hurling course last week at Galway. A 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. Jackfinbar being that 9-year-old, taking each other on.
Unusual, but absurd did it last year in the novice hurl and went on to York and won the Ebor. I wanted to run them over hurdles rather than on the flat. They're both sort of older horses coming from Europe, and they have, this fellow's a nice record in Europe. I think he won a listed race over 1.5 miles or 1.5 miles and been placed at that sort of trip. So I'm happy that he'll handle conditions over there, usually dry in York, so I'm happy that he'll manage that.
He's come out of the race well?
He's come out of the race very well, so looking forward to heading over there with him.
Jackfinbar, who beat him, looked very good over hurdles on his debut at the age of 9. He's a horse, though, 6 years ago won a Group 3 in Longchamp. He's had an interrupted preparation to his career times, but he was top-notch last week.
He has, and we got him. He had an injury before we got him, and of course he got one when we got him. So hasn't had many runs over the last couple of years, but his work is good, and we were very happy with both of them. We were just with both of them going to Galway. Just sorry that we had to run them against one another, and they came well away from their field. So looking forward to Jackfinbar going there too.
He looked like he really enjoyed hurls, but he was keen early on the race. He's a strong traveller. He's kind of got the attributes you need for a big handicap in that he's got speed to travel.
Yeah, the two of them are a bit keen, but that happens with horses coming back from the flat over hurls. And I think that might settle both of them down. Certainly when they jump out in York, they'll be looking for a hurdle and maybe less keen. So, they're two nice individuals going there. Yeah.
Looking back in that day, absurd, Frankie Dettori's last ride ever in York, for the present anyway. What do you remember about it?
Frankie jumping off and saying, "Go for the county hurdle." not quite. I think, apart from the fact that he was flat out on absurd over the last 3 furlongs, I don't know how he got him back up, but the fact that he had to gallop for 3 furlongs back down to the start when absurd wouldn't go, he dismounted him and got off. I thought, wow, Frankie must be hungry when he's doing that. And, what a ride that he gave him. A ride for the ages, I thought. Delighted. And what can we say about it?
Teed him up for a good run in Melbourne then.
Ran a cracker in Melbourne. Go back again this year for Melbourne and maybe just use different tactics and might give him a run in the Caulfield Cup before that as well. I think that race might suit him better.
Willie, great to see Vauban here today. How's he been since running in the Curragh Cup?
He's been good. We're just keeping him a bit busier this year. He's been to Ascot, Curragh Cup. Might go to Lonsdale in York, and that's another, probably his next target, and hopefully then maybe back to Melbourne.
It was a funny race his last run in the Curragh. A long time, a leader went off clear. Not a lot seemed to get into the race.
Yeah, and I think we probably ended up doing the donkey work, I'd say, for the winner at the time. But it's very hard, for a jockey. Do you stay? Do you go? Do you wait for the favourite to come with you? Colin elected to go and probably just took whatever finish chance of beating the winner he had with him. But then they mightn't have got to the one in front at the time. So he ran well. It was a good run. So I was happy.
We've seen him run a good race in York earlier this year.
Yeah, so hopefully he can go back and do it again.
And all roads hopefully lead to Melbourne?
That's the plan, yeah.